It's good to be here tonight with everybody. I just think it's neat how this instrument and the program really does have a universal or international appeal to it. And so you see all the children in Asia playing the instruments and assembling the instrument. We have the same instrument here. They're all over our country, all over Europe. It's just really something. And the instrument that we own, the AGO, is meant for all of us. And so at some point when we're able to start meeting with our congregations, our children's choirs, other individuals, this instrument is available to you, and it fits into 2 suitcase-sized packages or cases and can easily be put in the back of a trunk or in the back of your car or in your back seat of your car, easily transported. And we really want to get to the point where this instrument is available to anyone with a little bit of training on how to handle it. And you can take that to your congregation, to your children, and to other individuals as well. So many of you have already heard the instrument played. I've got it next to me right here. And it's beautiful. It's made by Verscheren in Europe, and they've been very supportive of the instrument. We actually had a situation in last winter where the toe board actually warped due to the low humidity here in Indiana. We shipped it back to them, and within 2 or 3 weeks, I think, they had a brand new one back to us. They've been extremely supportive and fixed the problem, and it's in fantastic shape now. But the organ is very robust. It's great for kids. But really, it's great for all ages. We've used it at IUPUI with college students. I can see this being used with older adults, even in nursing homes, for example, as maybe an activity. And there are lots of developing resources right now. One of those was a competition as part of the 10-year anniversary of the instrument. And this is the book. Daryl loaned me a copy here. It's called the Orgelkids Compositions Do Organ. Winter Compositions Contest 2019. We played one of these compositions, my wife and me, at the Organ Festival in, I believe, February. That was written by Erland Hilden, who also wrote the music for the piece we're going to hear later in today's program. So you heard that played, unfortunately not on this instrument due to the toe board issue, but on the wonderful instrument at Pilgrim. And there are lots of other pieces in this compilation that you might be familiar with. And you don't have to be a piano player, but if you do have pianists, I pulled out, for example, my favorite book, level just 2A. Any piece that's in C position or middle C position or F position, if you're familiar with those, can be played on this instrument. So here's my kiddo, Sam. He just turned 14. And he's going to pump the organ for me over here. You want to start pumping for me? Sure. And just going to play a couple little things here. For example, here's a piece near the end of the winter composition. This is an arrangement of a gavotte from the French Suite No. 5, and by Bach, of course. And we're going to just try playing a little bit of this, okay? So you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. And so you have things right here available that aren't too hard to play that you can sight read and just go into. And then I wanted to try something from the little lesson book here. This is called Pirate of the North Sea. And by changing the two stops, the 4-foot and the 2-foot, we can actually change the dynamics of the piece too. So here's the Pirate of the North Sea. So there you go, good example. So if you have piano students or somebody you know that does play piano, they can demonstrate for other kids as well. Thank you, Sam. So again, many of you have already played the instrument a little bit, and we would like to do another program in the next year or two when we're able to actually be in person. So we can do hands-on assembly of the instrument and also compare this instrument with another one that's here in Indianapolis that was built in the Seattle area, I believe, right? Or is it Portland? So you can compare the kit that's sort of overseen and developed by Aaron Schlessel, for the American people, and then this one for the European crowd there. So wanted to play just a little bit of a video of a class we did a couple of years ago with students at IUPUI, just to give you a taste of how this works with, for example, kids and youth, adults in their 18 to 22 range, somewhere there. I don't know if I can share my screen. Stefan, does this work for me too? Yeah, I'm going to share this video here. All right, can you see that?
Yep, I can
together the frame, assembly set of the instrument. This is what holds everything together. So what we're doing here is each part of the instrument, the frame, the keyboard, each section of the instrument has a team of 2 to 3 students, and each group of students is assembling their part of the instrument. So pieces are slotted, and then we use these little tusks to actually hold things together. It works really well.
Each one of these are configured in such a way they can only fit in one position, and pressure can be taken off or applied to the joint itself so that the pin can be removed. Here are the keys, and if you look at each one of these keys, they're really beautifully constructed. Rebecca, would you hold one? You can hold it up so we can see that on the more clearly. And then if you could hold this one up, you see you really have beautiful workmanship. You have the, Alex, can you tell us a little bit about what you've done and what this is all about?
So we just attach those black trackers to the hooks, and they're going to attach onto the keys and the keyboard to open up the valves to let air in when the notes are played.
Tanner, can you?
Okay, so that gives you just a little idea of students engaging in the building of the instrument, trying to think through what each part and component does in the context of the bigger whole. And it makes you really think about components of a larger mechanism, how things come together, how things work, and just a great experience, especially for STEM and STEM ideas. And we're going to go into a little bit more of that, I think, as we go through today, just to touch on that a little bit more. So Daryl, I'll hand it back to you if that's okay.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that, and also the wonderful playing, and thanks, Sam. Now, what we want to do, you can hear me all right? Okay. What we'd like to do now that we have looked at the instruments is to show you a video that was actually done this summer. This was a welcome that we prepared for the Taiwan Summer Camp, and Stefan, Mark, and myself, translated by Chayan Meng, one of our faculty members, did this, put this piece together. It's actually arranged by Mark. He arranged it for the 2 little organs and the large organ at Calvary. It's Spring from the Four Seasons by Vivaldi. And here you can hear this work being played with all 3 instruments.
一周美好的时间，谢谢。
So there we have the performance this summer from Calvary, and want to thank Mark again for his wonderful. If any of the chapter members would like a copy of that score, we can provide it and make that available for you. This could actually be done with any 3 instruments. We just happen to arrange this for the Orgelkids. So what I'd like to do now is to move on and move to our next section. So it's great to be able to talk about music, and that's clearly the organ, and developing a passion for the organ among young people is clearly what the mission is. But my interest has been extending the interest in the organ by using the many components involving science, technology, engineering, and math to more fully engage students in the wonderment of music, but also about other aspects that they encounter that are going to be important lifelong learning lessons. And one of those is the issue of plastic pollution. Now, just stay with me and we'll connect the dots. But I wanted to show you this first video. And this video is important. The narrator and the script was actually developed by an acquaintance at St. James Cathedral in Knoxville. And this is the cathedral that the new Goulding Wood organ is in. And we've been in touch with them about doing the sea and the sea turtle. So let's take a look at the significance of plastic pollution, and then we'll connect the dots.
Dominating every corner of the Great Sea, the ocean's newest inhabitants are making their permanent mark on life below water. The creatures in this fascinating species do not have brains, teeth, or even simple nervous systems. But miraculously, they can travel for hundreds of miles and live to be over 1,000 years old. Plastics. Although they look noticeably different from the other sea-dwelling animals, they're doing their best to fit in. Some of them dance. Some of them play. They form bonds. They hunt. Some of them are even known to fall in love. And so we turn to the smallest of the species, microplastics. They might look harmless, but these tiny terrors will go on to kill over 1 million fish every single year. Not bad for a predator with no teeth. With their impenetrable bodies, alluring theatrics, and unwavering perseverance, the plastic species is quickly becoming a threat to life below water. Beautiful, isn't it?
Microphone, please.
Need to unmute.
So now, thank you. So now we'd like to connect the dots. It's certainly a powerful message. So now what are we doing, and how does this connect to Orgelkids, and how does it also connect to this musical, The Sea and the Sea Turtle? What I'd like to do is to play just a very brief video of our next guest. This is Dr. Herminia Den, Professor of Art Education at the University of Alaska in Anchorage. who was the author of the pop-up book, Our Plastic Ocean, Our Clean Ocean. And you can see Herminia there. And I'll play a little of this video and as way of introduction to Dr. Den.
I was born in Taipei, Taiwan. It's an island, so we're surrounded by ocean. So ocean is what I know when I grew up. And the river that's going through the city was heavily polluted. You know, it's black. It just, you know, it's really bad. It took a long, long effort to get the river back. So I think my story is, you know, we grew up in that. It was just a black river. That was a big message, you know, to say we gotta fix that, we gotta fix that. My name is Herminia Ding. I'm professor of art education here at UAA in the Fine Arts Department. I'm an artist, I'm an art educator. I use art to communicate. I do hands-on learning, and most importantly, I use art as action for change. Oh, this is the whale one. Yeah. This exhibit basically is the outcome of a recent pop-up book that I published. The book is all about plastic pollution in our oceans, but it's two-sided stories. We started with plastic pollution, and the other one will be a happy ocean, which is the clean ocean.
Just like to make a comment. Mark's wife, Christy, helped edit the companion guide to Our Clean Ocean, Our Plastic Ocean, and certainly gave a good perspective as an elementary educator toward the text of it.
The hardest part is to translate or transfer, you know, scientific knowledge and information and make it into the public's hands, particularly translate into a language, a visual language, you know, that a child will understand. How can we tell a story? How can our educator, how can I do to bring the issue to a child's, you know, interaction with a tangible book that they can hold it, they can smell the ink, they can, and particularly a pop-up book, it's an analog iPad. Every page they turn, there's a surprise. Every page, you know, they turn upside down, they can look into it, they can look under. Hopefully that will spark their curiosity and ask a question, what's going on here? What happened? Why, you know, the seal is caught in the fishing net? Why the sea turtle is eating the plastic bags? And why there's an octopus holding a plastic bottle hidden underneath? There's a lot of why. There's a lot of questions. That's what I want the kids, my readers, to start. Ask those questions and then figure out and realize those are problems. Those are the problems that we have today, and then hopefully we'll encourage them to do something. So on the other half of the book is potential solutions, and with that, hopefully we will have the clean ocean back. We'll have the clean water back. So that's my hope and my belief, and that's the I think the heart of this book, which is if we start doing something, and we'll get it back.
So what I would like now to do is to welcome Herminia Den, and Herminia, if you could just give us just welcome and want to congratulate you on this wonderful work and how this connects to the seal and the sea turtle, and just some comments.
Oh, Hi, everybody. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. And I just want to say hi. And this is the project I did probably last 4 or 5 years ago, or even longer, because I live in Alaska. Alaska is such a beautiful place. Everybody think it's nice and clean, but if you look under, if you walk on the beach, you realize there are many marine debris, plastic being left or being washed off. And the more study you went into it, you realize not just the local problem, but also it's a global problem, because many items not necessarily coming from Alaska, but from many other places. So when I look into it and I realize I have a story to tell, I want to tell a story. So people will know the problem exists and how we can fix the problem. So that's the kind of a little background of the development of this project. And then from that and the connection with the Orgelkids, the music, everything happened this summer, was in June. And I think Daryl can tell you a little bit more, that he connected with this wonderful composer in Sweden, Arlen, and his wife, Despina. They had this wonderful submission as a part of the Orgelkids 10th anniversary, kind of a competition of music for Orgelkids. And they submit this wonderful work about the green hoppers, am I saying right, Daryl? And with the story and the music. And so we reach out to them and talk about this plastic pollution, this pop-up book project, and everything kind of fast forward. We got this beautiful connection or beautiful presentation of their music, their story, become the extension of my physical book. And now we add music, we add literature, we add more depths, and more kind of wonderment of how we can put everything all together, so that gives us the ability to solve the problem. So that's it. So Daryl, do you have something you wanted to introduce about the seal and sea turtle? It's just amazing. And we played that a small segment at the music camp in Pingtung in Taiwan this past summer. And that was just like at the beginning of it. I cannot wait to show you, what this music is all about and the story of it. So there's more detail. There's a 24 pieces that Arlen did, and way more to it. So thank you for having me. And then I'm heading back to Daryl. Here you go.
Thanks, Romania, and particularly thanks for your efforts and your hard work and commitment to this critical issue, and all the work that you do on behalf of the environment and the issue of plastic pollution. Can you hear me? So what I'm showing you here, can you see my screen? This is the synopsis of The Seal and the Sea Turtle. And basically what it is, it's a musical fable created much like the Ant and the Grasshopper, but it's unique in that it is in two parts. There is a concert version in the script and a theatrical version. So it can be performed as a standalone with just a narrator and the orgel kit, or as a puppet show, or even staged using modern dance and costumes and character images. The storyline is, you will see it in front of you, it is really the story of underwater marine creatures and the dire circumstance they found themselves in, steps that they take to alert the human population, and then with the dream of living in a clean ocean. There are 6 characters. We are currently working with the IU School of Informatics to IUPUI, the new media program. And those students have developed a short 2-minute animation about one of these characters, Mr. Bubbles, who is actually the sea turtle. And we will have that ready soon. It's an exciting project. Again, it's a further extension of this to engage social media with the project and the music to more fully promote an understanding of the issue among young people. So the work begins with a Preludium Chant. Very simple to sing, can be done with a choral group, a solo voice, or instrument. You can see this. I'll just quickly go through this. You'll see the Preludium, and then we move into the, that's the text of the Preludium. And then we move into the Shining City. I will play that for you just in a moment. Gives you an idea of the notation and how it is laid out. There are performance suggestions in the score itself. I like this. It's relatively accessible for a keyboard player. Some of these pieces are more difficult than others. It all falls within the compass of the 24 notes of the Orgelkit. We move on down a section on what shall we do with it. Then Dolphin Mystique beeps and whistles angrily. A lot of tone painting here, just fascinating, really optimizes the use of the Orgelkit. Move on through to Seagull, Harry Boomerang, the Whale Song of Sorrow, and the Applause, which uses an interesting technique in creating sound without any use of the pipes on the instrument, but just really more as a tonal sound effect. Tuna Fish March, and then we move into the Fish Catch, and 2 versions, one for the theatrical version and the other for the concert version. And then we're at the end of The Seal's Dream. We're at the end of that part. And then we move on into the next several pieces. There are a total of 24 musical works, punctuated by narration or libretti, if you will. There is a Greek dance as a part of it that is done by the people. And then at the end, people are picking up the garbage, and then the vision of our clean ocean. And again, this is set to a libretti, a Preludium Chant. And as you move on down, then you can look at the libretti. So we have all the sections laid out, all parts for the concert version. The original was in Greek. It's been translated into Swedish, into English, and Chinese. We're currently working on 9 other translations, including Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, German, French, Dutch is being done for us by the founder of Orgelkids. And we think this will be, once things are normalized to some extent, this will be a wonderful work to add. Now, the theatrical version has stage directions in it, but also what we've done is we've added these web links in so that the young people can learn more about each one of these issues pertaining to the marine animals and expand their knowledge of the issue of plastic pollution, not only in the United States, but also around the world. So that's the music score and the libretti to give you just a concept of how that works. And now what I would like to do, if I can get this to work, is to move back to, for a moment, I'll need to stop my share and move back to the screen and escape from that. And now let's go to the work itself. And Erland, Hilden, and Despina, and I'll play a little of this so that you can get a sense of the musical work itself. The work was also previewed this summer at the Taiwan Summer Music Camp in Pingtung, with the children staging it on stage just as a brief preview. So here we go. I hope you'll enjoy this. Can you hear it? And let's just make sure.
sunshine, sparkling sea is waving, our two friends keep playing. Maya covered up with plastic, speckled, Maya red and purple, bubbles a sea turtle, gently trip the light, fantastic, traveling far into the ocean. Let's drink up the magic potion, so that we feel all their feelings, inner thought and secret meaning. All the sea life is hag-ridden, cautiously and deeply hidden, in this nightmare, in this thriller, whispering plastic the killer. Sunshine, sparkling sea is waving, Trash Island is waiting, all sea creatures are in motion to arouse the human nature, to define the danger by the song our plastic ocean.
Let me just say this was recorded at the Gothenburg International Organ Academy at the Cathedral in Gothenburg, Sweden.
The sun is shining over the beautiful human city, where the citizens live comfortable lives, and everyone has everything that can wish for. Colorful balloons, supermarkets for shopping, chocolate wrapped in cellophanes, straws in cheerful colors, prepackaged food, plastic mugs, disposable forks, and gift packages. They also have enormous, fantastic factories that can make almost anything.
Okay, now let me show you one other excerpt. I'm going to scroll forward to about 5 minutes and 27 seconds.
Young Mr. Bubbles, the sea turtle, who is spiritually 80 years old, a turtle can live up to 150, lives in the sea near a trash island. He swims slowly and skillfully among thousands of plastic bags, looking carefully for his favorite food, the jellyfish. Just when he's enjoying life, with a big, juicy jellyfish in his mouth, he sees his dear friend, Speckled Maya, who is a kind seal. She has colorful plastic ribbons that stuck around her body for good 7 years ago. The two friends are very happy to meet.
So this is really the love story between and we move on to the section of swimming of the marine animals.
All the animals of the sea have gathered around Seagull's Trash Island. The meeting begins with President Nutcracker Lobster's opening speech.
I wanted to play this because you can hear the done tone painting in the imagery swimming the animals in the sea.
Is only getting worse and worse. We have thousands of new victims every day, with injuries that lead to long.
Now, in the theatrical version, this narration we accompanied on the stage and of the characters or a puppetry to carry the storyline forward.
And the president continues.
All right, and so our last segment, I will just move to the end so that you can see the closing section for about a minute, and then we'll have a chance to answer any questions and have a conversation about our work with Orgelkids. So here's the last segment.
And my name is Erland Hildén, and I'm the composer. And to our help, we have my organ pupil, Simon Konkuli. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We hope that you enjoy it.
Sunshine, sparkling seas waving, our two friends start playing, speckled Maya swimming free now, diving near a shiny island, bubble without armband, plastic will be vanished somehow, hurry up, the clock is ticking, no more gambling, no more kidding, humans, fish have been invited, sea and earth's life are united, Tuna's message is delivered, man's reaction has been triggered, there's no need for superheroes, let's just look into our mirrors, sunshine, sparkling seas waving, brand new dawn is breaking, filled with deep and strong emotion, dreams come true when one is trying, life can be exciting, let's all fight for our clean ocean.